Hello and good evening, Free Enterprise. Welcome to a little bit of an After Dark edition here at week 7 of our Eblan Elixir League. The final match of this week between fellow Ogre Axe alumni, Marten Broadcloak and Zilch, hosted here, commentated by also Ogre Axe alumni. Me, Solaris, and then my good friend Woo Bear, who I'm so excited to be in the booth with.
Yeah,
how you doing, Woo?
I'm doing pretty good. Super excited as well. Yeah, this is going back. I don't even know how long now. Like a year and a half, 2 years?
I was thinking to myself, like, how long was it? Was it a year? Was it 10 years? I think it was last year.
It was, yeah. Last year sounds right. It wasn't ZZ5, and anything before that kind of just melts together in my head. So
right, yeah. But back to this one. This is this match is going to be interesting because it does matter for definitely Marten's team. Oh yeah, so representing Marten's team, of course, is Team No Springs. Then Zilch is with the Rusty Spoons. I actually forgot to check for the Rusty Spoons if they're if this is a kind of a win-in for them, but it is for Marten's team. So they do need this win. So we are playing for stakes going into week 8. Which will be the last week before playoffs, and yeah, so it should be pretty fun to watch.
yeah, I feel like pretty much everyone is like has to win at this point. There's many teams that are tied up around the 5 and 2 and kind of area, or sorry, 4 and 2. So yeah, getting the win this week will be very important.
Yeah, definitely going into week 8, and then fighting, clawing for one of those 4 places in the playoffs. So, looks like we've got a Rosa's start. Rosa here. How do you feel about that?
I love Rosa. A little bit like she can do best of both worlds. You get a heroine robe, a nice bow. She can like go pew pew pretty strong, and she's obviously a healer. She's just kind of great overall, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. She's one of the better starting heroes for sure. You get a lot of agility manipulation because of that heroine robe. You almost really never want to curse her, but you can, and maybe later a game, that might be kind of
we're off.
But here we go.
Yeah, I'm expecting probably an Eblan play, because like the max tier 5 for this flag set, the heroine robe falls into that range, so Eblan Castle is pretty great. Oh, we got an instant hook, so...
And we've got direction on that way, yeah. So that's a Palom start and a hook, which is definitely going to send this team, I would think, for both in that direction.
Yeah, I might revise my Eblan Cave is also pretty great for loot.
Yes.
And so that might be the first stop for both of these runners. You get a free character, you get to spy the boss. It's kind of unfortunate if you have to double dip with the hook if you don't get Magma Key, but like you're getting a lot of even the shop alone, tier 5 shop is very strong. So
yeah, for sure. Does the Boreas take care of Staleman?
No, it's a little
short. I don't think so, right? A little short, because they started with, I think, chat pointing out that they started out with a couple of those.
Blizzard?
A cheeky Staleman.
Blizzard and Boreas?
Maybe would do it, yeah.
With the HP, if you get a good character with HP, but yeah, the Boreas by itself, unfortunately, probably not.
Yeah, so we do see a little starting divergence. I think both players are looking for money. Actually, no, they start with these rune rings. So a little bit of shopping for Marten and missed. Didn't really find anything he wanted. And then Zilch headed over to Dampian. Right, looking to just raise the hovercraft immediately, get some loot along the way.
The miss might be playing his opponent slightly. I don't know. Maybe Marten's thinking that Zilch won't be checking mist, and you can maybe, spike because the item shop's right there, the weapon armor shop, which has some good stuff sometimes.
Oh yeah, especially that curse strength, which is so useful in this flag set.
Oh yeah. Yeah, her agility, Rosa's agilities are a little bit higher than someone like Palom or Iridia, but like a curse ring will still get you RA1 for a long time.
Yeah, but it's not an immediate concern. Rosa is very much a strong contributor to this team, or will be with the right loadout. I mean, at the moment, Rosa, Palom, you really just need Palom to get going. Got a couple of chairs to possibly do that.
Kanazo taking a bath, so don't have to worry about him in any scarier spots.
Also thematic, right?
Yeah, very water, gathering that water in the waterfall.
gathering all of the water. It's a wave I don't want to take. Yeah, then he could stay there and continue to gather. Absolutely. All right, we have Yang on... All right, so this is not really the power start as far as, like, being able to just get out there with some damage. Nope. Not yet, anyways.
Marten choosing not to check the waterfall, which is interesting. There is 2 boss hunts, including 3 if you count Demist, which
I think, yeah, I think Marten checked it before going in.
Okay. I might have missed.
Are you team before or team after?
I like after. I just zoom down there in the hovercraft and then zoom back. But
oh yeah, the zoom. I always land in that little spot, and I just feel cheeky for doing it. But like, you know, you can't hovercraft past it.
Oh, right in the middle. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Longsword, not terrible.
No, and a big bomb, mute arrow. It's actually pretty good 3 boxes there.
Yeah.
All right, important shop checks here. This is tier 5, so Bacchus and Hourglass.
That's...
Yeah, that's great.
These are, of course... Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say they're 2 guaranteed tier 5, so always see 2 of them here, but yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I know Marten at least picked up some ice arrows, so if there's like a good bow here, I mean, you could potentially do a cheeky Staleman check. I mean, ice arrows, Boreas.
Yeah. This is the flag set that has adamant armor on. We've seen it before.
Tiara is very nice.
No heroine robe, samurai arrows, but no bow. Then again, it is Neki. Rosa could have started with an archer bow. Would not be horrible.
I saw a great bow in Marten's inventory, at least. Not the greatest, despite the name. But
no, literally not.
It is
the great...
functionally useful, as some people might say.
The great, not great bow.
That's a mouthful, yeah.
Yeah, it would take a lot. It would take like a heroine robe and an Artemis bow to like make that bow actually useful.
Cane?
All right, we have a cane and an Ashura. Good to know that Ashura is maybe out of the pool.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure there was a rune axe in the weapon shop here, so that might be a good pickup. That's
great. Yeah. Now remind me, my brain is so much on flag sets we've had in our tournaments in recent times of like forced magma. Can it be like hook or magma?
Oh, you can get both.
You can get okay. So it could be a hook route with that Ashura.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very good to know.
Yeah, I've had several seeds where I get hook early, and I'm like, let me just keep checking, and then magma pops up. So I'm like, I'm glad I kept going.
All right, so and that's starting. That dwarf axe is from the dwarf kit, right? Yeah, that's really handy for Kane, getting that back row glitch going. So of course we'll always do full damage in the back row, and both players pretty much in lockstep. I imagine they're both going to loot this cave out.
Oh, let's see if Marten sets up for this. I doubt it. He's still kind of weak. No. Yeah, but it's good to get that out of the way.
Yeah, it is nice to see it gone. Now you can just check all these other chests. Yeah, Stalemen are,
in my opinion, the hardest trap chests in the game.
Yeah, you really don't want to mess with that.
Outside of like Lunar Subterranean, which you usually don't. Hey, there's the Archer Bow that you mentioned. But yeah, they're deadly.
Cat Claw's good money. Actually, I guess Marten doesn't know, but we do technically have that Yang.
Oh yeah, good point. Is Marten a Yang lover, do you know?
Oh, I think Marten is loves whatever comes his way kind of runner, you know? Like, he'll make use of it. He'll make it work. I don't think he'll be excited.
What about you? How do you feel about Yang on this flag set?
Oh, on this flag set with kind of all the power that you can find from gear, probably not so much.
Okay, good. I don't feel alone then, because
a
lot of people seem to love Yang. I don't like him on
Yang,
any flag set almost, but especially this one.
He can be really incredible on flag sets with really low power because you just get some elemental weapons on him and like a little bit of experience and he's adequate, you know? And sometimes you just need adequate.
Yep.
All right, Marten doing a little extra shopping here. Finds bandanas in Agart.
Yep, Zilch picking up the rune axe. He also sold the cat claw, tellingly, so I don't think he's going to worry about that Yang too much.
Yeah, probably not. And even if so, like maybe I don't know if there's a D machine in our future. Like, you got to think about these things early on. Like, there's a Palom and a Yang. You know, if Darkness and Tella show up early, it might become a thing. And if so, like, Yang with slingshot levels, you don't really need a Cat Claw.
Yeah. I don't know about Zilch, but I know Marten loves D machines, so I know he's very excited too.
I need you to just say that a little drier. By
Marten
little, I mean a
loves
lot
D
drier.
machines. Just loves them. But Zilch is going to the Eblan castle as well, so not happy with the loot that he's got. Wants a little bit more. Can't blame him. A lot of good stuff here.
All right, so
honestly,
Marten
he's got the hourglasses, he's got the rune axe. There is a world that he does at least the Mad Ogres. I mean, I could see him maybe doing some of these chests.
I honestly love this because it also gets experience on Palom, and I'm a little surprised that Marten didn't go this way too.
Yeah, an Elven Bow even, like this. Oh, a Gungnir Spirit? Yeah, this is this could be very huge, because these have extremely, there's Mad Ogres. These have a very high percentage of tier 8s and stuff like that, tier 7.
Yeah, he just has to survive this opening volley, but actually it looks like he's totally fine.
Looks like he's fine. I mean, you start with Rune Rings, right? And Mad Ogres.
Oh, that's fair,
mages,
and the mages.
Course.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this play makes a lot of sense. I mean, even without the Elven Bow was purchased by Marten, but they both found mute arrows in Eblan Cave.
Yeah, and
that archer bow.
The rune axe as well. So this could be very, very huge, if especially if like an adamant pops or something like that.
Yeah, could be major divergence. And even if there isn't anything terribly useful here, I mean, just the experience alone, you get something going.
Yeah, the sooner you get Virus, the sooner you get Quake. You're going to blow up this overworld. Yeah.
Now, Marten, of course, taking a Mylan Zed at Hobbs. Yes, Yang is functional, but also that big pile of experience that he got all the tier 2 spells. It was mostly the experience, right? Yeah. Now, question on my mind is where does Marten go from here? Is he a fan of fading
Antlion, I think.
Oh yeah, Antlion first, of course, and then the question would be afterwards. That's fair.
Oh, Excalibur. That's an interesting pickup.
Yeah, I mean, Cecil, all the characters are guaranteed in this flag set. I'm going to put that in quotes. They're somewhere. It might be the Giant, which, means probably not, but technically there's a Cecil somewhere in the seed.
He is restricted, so it does limit, some of the places he can be. Not many limited spots, but still.
Yeah, it does.
You're not going to get him in there and in, at least.
Yeah. All right, so Zilch running straight to Fabul right now, notably fading Antlion.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen anyone get punished by fading Antlion before. Certainly never happened to me.
All right, Blizzard Spear. Even honestly, the Boreas will really eat this up. Though he's not going to have the ice weakness right away. Yeah, needed to wait
I'm surprised he didn't wait just
Ruby to open the cloak. That's okay.
But yeah, apparently he's
Marten
got...
says, you know what? I'll just throw the second one. Whatever.
Yeah, he's got 27 to 400. It's a bit of a difference, but yeah, not a big time loss or anything. Not going to matter probably.
All right, that's the pan.
That might make him.
Gotta put that in the back pocket. Yes, that very likely incentivizes Marten to fade Fabul. Meanwhile, Zilch is doing it right now, so that could be pretty interesting. And there is a hook and an open hook route, so it's not like Marten really needs to do any of these overworld checks to continue progression. So I think he's very incentivized to skip it now.
But yeah, like mentioned in chat, it is very risky, and I know Marten has said this in Possum. It's very risky fading Sphere 0 checks, just in case there's a Darkness Crystal or something else.
Yeah, and he's going to choose not to fade at all. I mean, this is also fair. This is especially if you think your opponent might do it and you want to stay in lockstep with your opponent because you think you can outrace them, kind of like doing all the same checks. And that's a pretty strong incentive to just come along here. Spoon is not pretty much a miss right now. Can be useful, but we don't have the Edge or the Edward. Doesn't mean Ed isn't in Baron Inn, though, so...
Yeah, I don't think anyone's peeked it yet, right?
No, not yet. They're probably going to do a loop-de-loop first. Zilch, oh, going to go do Antlion, sure. So actually, this could be Antlion into Baron Inn for Zilch.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
Where I think Martin's going to want to go up to Ordeals if he wants to do Ordeals. Probably do with the boss hunts, but I know people love to fade that check. And then run over to Baron Inn after that.
Yeah, I know Zilch did get that Excalibur, so probably he's going to be doing Ordeals at some point anyways. I don't know. I like Ordeals, I think, more than most, just because of all the bosses up there, essentially, and I'm a bit of a Cecil fanboy. So I like my fabulous haired paladin.
How big of a Cecil fanboy are you?
Oh, I have a body pillow or two lying around maybe. But...
Impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
it's fabulous. You can't hate him.
He is pretty great. There's an armor set in Final Fantasy XIV, in the latest expansion pack, which I guess kind of a couple years old now, but Endwalker. Some of the early armor sets are based off of some of the Final Fantasy IV characters, and there's one for Cecil. It's pretty great.
Yeah, the fan art and all those, like even Dissidia and stuff like that, the armor that he wears is just gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's that style, that like kind of a mono, like that's what they went with for the armor style for 14. Pretty fun.
Also, yeah, a brief thing, Zilch already having virus. I mean, he didn't save much time using virus over the Boreas, but like he still has that virus that's gonna compound in every fight that he does until Marten gets it. So
yeah, and doing traditional routing and doing all the bosses along the way, Marten, I think, should get virus on Ordeals if there aren't any bosses that kind of cheat you on experience.
Yeah, it's like very close. Usually he'll get it there or immediately after Baron Inn. So
yeah,
depends on which direction he goes, and yeah, and if he gets cheated or not. Zilch actually choosing to kill the Mist Cave boss just to loot one chest.
Yeah, maybe just said, you know what, yeah, I'll go in here. Honestly, maybe it could have been taking a moment to think.
Yeah.
One of the best things to do as a runner, if you're not exactly sure where you want to be going, you don't want to just sit there, right? So just go do something, go shop, go... So yeah, killing that boss and then grabbing a chest might have been just enough time to think about, okay, what do I want to do with the rest of my overworld? Possibly.
That's why I love stuff like the Baron throne check, because you get, take a time to think, make a sandwich, while you're walking down that long hallway.
There's that Tella.
There's the Tella.
Nice to see CPU at this spot. This is probably the worst boss in the game. In my opinion, one of the worst.
It's up there.
It's never dangerous. It's just
that's the issue.
Annoying.
Yeah. It's never like, oh no, I might die here. It's like, okay, this is going to take me 8 minutes.
Right. And then you choose to, push it really hard and kind of go Zerker, like, Zerker strats or other things that you can do. Plan Q, like we like to call it, which never goes sideways. No, not at all.
Never.
Basically, this fight only gets dangerous when you make it dangerous because you're trying to go fast.
A little bit of overkill on that jump.
Probably better to jump though, because Orb in the back row, Kane in the back. Actually, I guess Kane is
back road.
Back road. Actually, I just forget that. Yeah, because spears have really awful accuracy. You really have a chance to just miss. Also, Dark Imps would be kind of brutal here, but good armor and an hourglass. Spot's very punchy, but not going to be a problem. It's also very slow, so I don't think they even got to act.
Yeah, I think maybe one punched, but I think that was it. And again, another fight where the virus is going to come in, because they still do have like 1,300-ish HP each. So it's going to be like one virus and done pretty much each.
Yep. Yeah, so Palom getting virus on the back attack, that's what I figured. For Marten's side.
Perfect timing. Well, kind of, because this is going to be a Rosa-only fight, but...
Well, he moves virus over anyways, to remember. That's great, Baron and Sakakla. Well, I mean, it's a Tele.
The real prize is a potential D machine that you get to look forward to.
Yeah, you get to put that in the back of your mind. Definitely, there is interesting things as far as, routing, not routing, but like how you plan your party around. There's the slingshot, Earth Crystal.
That's
out
pretty
of
good.
Mysidia. Also, is this
Is this even? Say it to the line.
I mean, is this even randomized?
Thank you. Perfect.
Hello, randomized?
But yeah, Zot is an objective. More importantly, we get to listen to possibly the Treasury, rate the Treasury music, and even more importantly, they are gated characters. So Fusoya, Cecil for Zilch with the Excalibur in hand. A lot of really good characters you can get up there.
Okay, so it's right that Treasury, but it's max tier 5, right?
Yeah.
So what do we get excited by?
It's Treasury? It's rate that amount of money that you get, essentially.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's kind of like Potion Party, but with more steps.
You have to actually hawk the things.
You actually have to sell the things, yeah.
Heroin rope,
and then you get hit with
find.
the...
Good call, Maggie.
Yeah, Heron robe, absolutely. To be fair, there are a lot of very good tier 5 items.
Oh yeah,
like
for sure.
Ninja hats, heroin robes, like a lot of useful stuff. Cursed rings, although I think they have one already.
Oh, if they do, I missed it. But always.
Maybe. Oh no,
nice
it was
It
was in the shop. I think you mentioned, right, in Mist.
No. I think I remember running there right away. We were talking about potentially looking for a cursed ring. I don't think there was anything. It was like a samurai hat and like nothing. Out of the shop.
I doubt these runners would hate getting 17 cursed rings and a heroin robe, because that is 16 cursed rings worth of money in a heroin robe. That's a lot of money.
All right, yeah, Marten's gonna run right. Marten's running right to Zot.
Yeah, you got Virus. You got a reasonably strong party.
Yep. Also, you get these shop checks. Still looking for that cursed ring, likely. Also, just like, well, not any of that.
Diamond rings. It's a ring.
Yeah, a ring not worth the time spent to even put it on.
I don't hate them for. They're very good defensively, but yeah,
they are
really worth.
Yeah. Plus, rune ring just ends up being better. Also, shout out to practically an Odin only shop. I think it was Odin cure. Ones?
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't great.
Do you take like half a drink for that, or?
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, fair.
I mean, it is after dark, right?
Yeah. And we are gonna get to rate that treasury. Play the sound clip.
That was certainly money out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple functionally useful items, Dragoon armor. I saw some edge things that there could be an edge up here.
Yeah.
Certainly worth the trip, I think.
They also have that longsword. I mean, for the money alone, certainly worth it. Also, nitpicky thing, but I know runners love to hit the R button opening the treasury boxes, but it's like at some point...
Then you have to go back. I think Marten went back like 10 times.
You're doubling on like every single one of them. Like, that's a habit to kick, at least out of the treasury, unless like you're late game and you don't want most of it. But it's hard to like, it's like muscle memory, right?
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And Marten, I know he loves this play, doing the spicy flame dog, or the up dog.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What's up, dog?
It's a dog high up in the air, on fire.
Yeah, it is. On fire, high up in the air.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I'm glad you didn't do the thing. It's probably been done already.
Yeah. Lunar staff, not the greatest,
staff?
but
nah. I mean, it's fine.
It's fine. You got a Rosa. Eventually, she might heal. So.
I mean, you do want some white mage gear, especially if you're going to curse the Rosa. You kind of want to undo what that curse ring does.
You do start with the wizard hat, wizard robe, which is pretty great, and then the rune ring is also useful. But
Oh, what the wizard, is that also from the dwarf kit?
no, that's from the. I don't know what it's called, but the rune ring comes with the wizard hat. Just one and one wizard robe.
Oh, gotcha. Then yeah, I mean that's really a lot of white mage boosting power right there.
Yeah, because that's what, like 20? Question mark? Something like that. Ooh, kind of ugly boss up here.
Continuing the theme of bosses, out locations, you're probably more happy with than not. The spot is not particularly difficult. It's just a pile of health, really.
Yeah, 9,000-ish here, or 9,000 on the dot. I always remember this one because this one has 9,000 XP, 9,000 gold, and 9,000 HP. It's just very thematic for the Magus sisters.
Yeah, triple nines. Now, if Zilch has Quake, which I don't know if he does, but if he does, this would be a very strong advantage for him because Baigan puts up that wall after one spell. Can't really virus anymore. But Quake didn't really care about that. But I don't know if he quite got there. It does take quite a bit to get that nuke. Or sorry, to get that Quake. Certainly takes a bit to get nuke, but
what is it, 21? Yeah, he's at 21.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I believe he has it.
Yeah. I mean, the fight's not difficult, right? But we're always talking about, like, how do you save time, right?
Absolutely. That's the name of the game, right? Like,
yes,
how do
absolutely.
you save time?
It's all the little things.
It could be 23. But we will see.
23. I know Warp is like
shortly.
28 or 29. Actually, it might be
29.
Yeah, 29 for Warp. He gets it very late compared to Iridia.
All right, so yeah, we're getting
Quake is 23. Okay, so he doesn't have Quake. So.
No Quake.
Yeah, I mean, the 23 takes a good amount of effort to get there, doing only overworld stuff. Zilch also doing the Flame Dog. I don't mind when I go to Zod, I don't mind checking these first two chests, and then if I don't hit Flame Dog, I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, the other ones
I don't go out of my way.
Way more out of the way. All
right,
first character, Sid.
Not really what we wanted.
If you could turn him down, I would turn him down, but they don't have a full party yet, so...
Depends on this other character.
Depends on the other character. Although I think Zilch turned down the Yang, so I think he's still at 3, right? Or no, he picked up the Tella.
Well, and I don't know that Marten... I don't think Marten went to Baronin, so I think he's also got 3. Okay, Rydia. Oh, more mages.
Yeah.
Starting to see with the Tella. starting to form in my mind how
Rydia
this late game party goes.
Starting at level 1, guaranteed slingshot.
But he had the Yang and took the... Okay, yeah, so he said no to Rydia also.
Also, importantly, the another cool thing about the Zot is you get to see who the boss is at Dwarf Castle 2, which was Leviathan. So you know at least there's no boss that you need to do there.
Yeah, very, very good information. Very good.
I still am a fan of Dwarf Castle because Fusoya loves hanging out with the dwarves.
Yeah, I mean, gated character Chuck. Fusoya or Cecil. Zilch would love a Cecil.
Oh, yeah.
Marten also, honestly, would probably be pretty happy with just practically anyone. But by practically anyone, I mean like Cecil or Edge primarily, or Fusoya, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, turning down the Rydia is pretty telling, and the Tella, I think, probably just leaving those as a potential slingshot target.
Yeah, exactly.
The Rydia, anyways.
Yeah, and he doesn't know about the Tella, but he will.
Oh yeah, true. Either way, he's a good runner, so he knows all about slingshots and deep monies.
Oh, if this is darkness, for sure,
Yeah,
you're doing
absolutely.
money. It's like actually not a question. Really depends. Dragoon Spear.
Dragoon Spear.
Okay, they have to go through a hook route.
Yep.
I don't think there's anywhere Demas could be. They've gone everywhere.
So yeah, not saying it's correct, but in my opinion, the only D-monies that are worthwhile on this flag set is if you get it early and if you have slingshot targets, especially if you have slingshot targets that have nuke capability. So
yeah, absolutely. And you wouldn't be slinging Palin, but you would sling Iridia.
Yeah, Rydia.
For sure. It just, if Darkness showed up that early and you have all the keys for it, it's like, okay. The earlier you get it done, you get all of that power, the more it's going to pay out that time that you spend up front, the more it's going to pay out the longer the seed goes, which is why I agree with you. The longer the seed goes out, the less you really want to do it. Because Sirens are usually in this flag set, right?
80%, 90%, something like that, so...
Chat wishing for the worst. Demist at hook 1 spot, holding the magma key.
Never seen that before.
Would be humorous.
Is that
also
sorry,
not useful, but yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, less interesting on this flag set, but I did have we did have that one posted party seed, which is Forced Magma Key, by the way, which had a demist at the ruby spot on the hook route, which had magma key. So it was Forced Magma, but you had to finish hook route to get it, which is very interesting.
Oh yeah, that spawned a that spawned a conversation in our bug reports channel.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Trying to understand, well, what is really? Is it a bug? What's the spirit of the rule? Yeah, it's interesting. One of those weird edge cases.
Yeah, you're not going to see that very often.
No. Randomizer is really pretty good about the logic in it being really tight. You really don't find bugs. Once in a while, of course, but... Martin, I think, might check this weapon and armor shot. Oh, maybe he already did. In Baron.
He didn't have Baron Key.
Oh, right, of course, they don't have the Baron Key.
Yeah.
But what they do have is this looming hook route. Okay. Might do some boxes before running down.
Don't hate it. Again, spiking an adamant, and if your opponent doesn't get that adamant, it's such like a big advantage.
Yeah. Now, did Zilch do all 3 of these chests?
Nope. He left after the Mad
right?
Ogres. Yeah. He didn't even loot the rest of this this branch. He did Mad Ogres and left, which I absolutely agree with.
Yeah, because you don't want to. If you're not looking to hit the other traps, you don't want to trigger. Yeah.
Which he would have, because that is Stillman and Skulls.
Oh, it would have been the worst one to trigger too. These early game, these Skulls actually hit kind of hard. Mm-hmm. Like when you have no health.
Yep, and they're hard to kill because you don't have AoE.
Yeah, but now instead we have Quick. We'll just take care of all of this. Oh yeah, to answer a question in chat, we do talk about D-Machine, D-Money pretty often. While our runners are going through down the hook route and going through Eblan Castle traps, trying to get some experience, I don't mind explaining the dragon machines, the D-Machines, are up on the Giant, and they are a classic source of experience. Like the vanilla speedrun can make use of that because you have the Searcher encounter that whenever you hit it, it spawns a D-Machine enemy, and then you can always hit it with Weak, which the Weak spell brings it down to single-digit hit points, and then hit it with pretty much anything to kill it, and then even throw a life potion at it to, because of a weird glitch in this game, get credit for 2 kills, and then you repeat this process until you get enough, you get all the experience that you want. So there's a very, very common grind in this randomizer.
Yeah, another notable thing about it is it only does percentage-based HP attacks, as long as you don't spack it without killing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
you can do it at any level, any HP value. Honestly, the lower HP you have, the better it is, because you can heal
kind of easier. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it is like actually every encounter in the Super Nintendo game, it's you can manipulate through running around, finding encounters, resetting. There's a chart runner's reference for this. But you can manipulate into the fight, so you're guaranteed to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for all those reasons, and because of everything that we explained, like, it's so efficient, it tends to overpower other options, which is, I think, why some folks, I don't want to start too much of this, but like, it can be kind of controversial about, how fun it is to do that grind. Though I think it is very interesting to always be thinking about, that the D machine itself is not actually trivial to do. You have to manage all these characters and actions, hitting this D machine and casting weak on it, and what happens when you run out of MP. Like, there are 20 ways that it can go sideways without you even realizing it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And fun little mini story time. They were so controversial that a bunch of tournaments ago, they tried to negate it so you couldn't do it by turning on you can't run, so you can't run away from fights, so you can't get the manipulation. And then clever runners just made a new manipulation chart outside of Baronin, where you just kill the enemies because they're 10 HP. So
Yeah,
get around it.
I mean,
very funny.
we will always. I mean, that's the ingenuity of the speedrunning community in general, right? And our community is, we will always find a way to go as fast as absolutely possible.
Yeah, some culprits might be in
great.
chat currently.
No, but I mean, I think it's. I don't know. I always think of that as kind of fun. Like,
oh, absolutely. That's speedrunning, right? You're trying to break the game.
Right. Like, we found a way to break the game in a randomizer in a way that we hadn't actually done before. I don't know. It's just a cool story to me.
There's been a lot of strats that have come from, like, I know Lunar Frogs, lovingly called Lunar Frogs, that came from, like, a race that someone did it by accident, and they're like, hey, you can do this. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the Lunar Frog strat, right? I learned about that through this randomizer. Yeah. Also, so Zilch going through the hook route while we're reminiscing about stuff. Mom Bomb could have been rude, but again, Quake kind of cures all wounds at the moment. So Zilch really had no problem getting through that. And then, if you're right that he has this rune axe, really shouldn't have problems against Ashura, who is a mage and is weak against that weapon.
Also charging up some bluffs, which is very heads up.
Yeah, now you do have to manage Ashura's kind of annoying script. The vanilla way of taking care of this boss is that you're supposed to cast a wall onto her so that all the spells that she casts, the Cure Force and stuff, bounce into your party instead. And Tella can cast that wall. Probably we'll see that. You can also bounce a Star Veil, so you put up a Star Veil and then get that character to do it again to reflect the reflect onto the other target.
Yeah, that one's a little slower, but it is it lasts longer because the Star Veil lasts significantly longer than manually casting Tella's wall.
Yeah, twice as long, I believe. Yeah.
So for a certain, if you think the fight's going to take a little bit longer than a few rounds, definitely want to reflect the reflex.
Yeah, and then the other good thing about Ashura, if you're a little bit worried, you get all this time because she doesn't do anything. She only physically attacks in reaction to damage, so you have all the time to do this setup, and we see all these blinks coming out, making this super, super safe. And I think it makes sense. Well, mostly in that because this is Sea Hero and Rose's agility is not necessarily reliable. You don't exactly know how these fights are going to go.
It's like he's going for the manually casting
cast wall. I don't blame that because really at 4,000 a pop, Spot has 25,000 hit points. It won't take that long.
And it hits decently hard. Again, you do have rune rings. She is a mage, but still.
Yeah. Now with Sea Hero, because this game is weird and agility is a thing that maybe we can go into in a little bit, but the thing to know is that runners often have an anchor that's cursed that kind of, long story short, items like Star Veils last a lot longer, but when you have a faster character like Rosa, when you cast Wall, there are these game ticks that go by, and kind of the faster... I don't know exactly how to put this. There's
This
a
might
good
be going
chance of that wall
sideways
dropping
Marten,
for
sorry.
Marten, yeah. I know, it's okay. I'm going on this explanation. I'm like, I don't actually know how to close this explanation out. Help me. Save me.
Hopefully this Big Bomb does it. He does have the Berserk Cane, which will one-shot all of these. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the point was really moot because when you're doing so much damage to Ashura, it really doesn't matter with that wall. But good, also good on Marten to get through that fight. And then I doubt Martin's going to take a save.
Yeah, I don't know if he has a Rune Racks, but Marten's one of the best runners. Pretty sure he feels pretty confident in this fight.
He's
So.
definitely got mute arrows and an elven bow, though Rosa's not like the strongest without... Okay, he's got that Rune Axe.
Does got the Rune Axe, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart. It was in Eblan. I mean, it was just begging for you to buy.
Top tower is free.
Yep, Bahamut.
So we
Speaking
got
of Star Veils.
Yeah. Yeah, probably one of the more annoying spots for Bahamut, because not a lot of magic attack power up there, and a decent amount of HP for where you are at this point in the game. But still, free fight.
Chad is very smart if you want a better explanation of what I was trying to explain, at least from the technical side. Chad's got your back. All the stuff about game ticks, and if you really want to, this is kind of what's fascinating to me about this game, if you really want to, like, it's very approachable to just play. Like, just pick up a seed and especially do some kind of more beginner flags. Like, you can just play and get through, take your time. Super fun. But if you want to dig in and get, like, all the knowledge, like, you can, and it can really... if you love that kind of stuff, this game is full of niche information that you can acquire. So much.
So many. I know my first seed was between 4 and 5 hours. And
oh yeah, same.
I actually got stuck at one point, and I was like, "What am I missing?" And I had to go to the Discord. Very helpful, very awesome people there. And they're like, "Did you loot the item at Cape Magnes?" And I'm like, "Dang it." I'm gonna go grab that. So yeah, I did the boss and then forgot to loot the item and left. So very fun.
All right, just a glass hat from Yang. Turning in the pan right away, it makes sense. Wonder if, okay, Zilch is actually just going to run straight back above ground. Interesting. Really
also seeing some of that damage variance on the very accurate axes that Kane has, hitting from 5,700 down to 2,400.
Yeah, Rune Axe
6,000 on
like
that one.
60% accuracy,
Yeah,
I think.
I believe 60.
Yeah.
Although he's in the middle, but still, not great.
Yeah, so that's a bonus. I think that goes to 75, I want to say, but... Yeah, Zilch running immediately to turn in this Sheila 1 and 2 check.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Like, you haven't found many key items yet, so like, this is pretty decent, hopefully.
Yeah, I think there's incentive to run to Dwarf right away. But maybe
I was going to say
without the
Dwarf would be my
bosses.
next spot for sure.
Exactly. So Sand Ruby and Luca Key. Sand Ruby could be a very useful character. Wouldn't blame Zilch for checking that. And then Luca Key, Warp Glitch is on this flag set, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Luca Key is really just a boss check. So that's just going to loom in the back of these runners' minds.
Yeah, it's always
especially you have to check.
When you're getting down to like, single digit checks left and the boss is still out there and it's just in the back of your head like, oh my god, it's going to be down there for sure.
Yeah, chat asking if we've seen the Sand Ruby character. We have not. I think Renos ran immediately to the hook, or Marten ran to Mist early, but neither wanted to take the time to run to this town here.
Oh, that's big.
Fusoya and
that is big. Also, right. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Before we leave Kaipo, I want you guys all to look at the entrance to the town. I can't unsee it. It looks like Macaulay Culkin kind of doing the hands on the cheek thing, and he's like, ah. So I want you guys, all y'all to see. You'll see it. If he, hopefully he doesn't exit. You'll see what I mean.
Oh, he's got to tell. He's gonna. Well, no, I guess not. Oh, I might want to check the shops.
fix it. If not, you'll see it when Martin walks in
I'm
there.
trying to picture it, and I just...
As soon as you see it, be like, all right, I can't ever unsee that. So here I am. Yes, leave. Look at it.
Oh, yeah. I've always seen that as a face, like a surprise face, but I've never the two pillars as like the hands up.
Yeah, on the cheeks. I don't want to be alone in this anymore. I want other people to see the thing.
I see it now. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Martin also running immediately to turn that pan. These runners are really kind of in lockstep with the same mindset, the same goals here. Pretty interesting. Then Martin wants to do a little bit of a ship swap. Makes sense. Because we're going to drop the hovercraft off along the way. It saves a little bit of time.
It's a very small thing, but it's like one of those things that you do that in a different spot a few times in the seed, and it starts to add up. Like it's very heads up.
Yep.
Very efficient.
Yep, so we know Pinktail is an objective, and then also if you get a rat tail, you want to chase that. So hovercraft set immediately in that location. Very smart.
Ooh, there's the sirens.
Sirens and dwarf. Good to know that that's there. D Machine is now pretty much off the table. Don't have to worry about it. Okay, and then we have Dark Elf at the Calbarena spot, and we know Leviathan is the second boss, so our bosses won't be here, but it's still 2 key item checks between this and the warp glitch sending you to the sealed cave crystal room.
And also, importantly, gated character.
Oh, right. I mean, Zilch having... Actually, both these runners, I'm pretty sure are going to have Foo. Like, you're pretty happy suddenly with your party, but...
Absolutely.
Can always
having an Exhale Cecil won't turn it down, but it's significantly less important now that you have Foo.
Yeah. Yeah, the way we treat Foo in this randomizer is pretty unique. Foo is very powerful. When you get most of the characters in this randomizer, you get them like at the spot in the game you would get them. So Foo comes at like level 50 with all his spells. So in the randomizer, we kind of set it so that you have to kill bosses to gain more and more of his spells. But at this point in the seed, our runners have defeated a number of bosses already.
Yeah, it looks like 12.
Now 13. Fusoya is almost fully powered there.
Yeah, so how it works is it's 100 HP per boss and 3 spells randomly weighted spells. So you won't be getting nuke very often, if ever, at lower boss numbers, but still getting nuke at 1800.
Yeah, it is weighted but not guaranteed where you're going to get these spells. I have seen, I mean, nuke can show up very early.
There's the Cecil.
There is Cecil.
Tella. You served a purpose, question mark?
Now we're very happy with this party.
Yeah.
Though, did Martin did the one trap chest, did he do more?
He did actually, yeah.
So I think that's while we were talking about D Machine stuff. So
yeah,
he's got that okay, I see the X. I see 2 Excals. Sorry, in his inventory. So yeah, they're both going to be happy to see Cecil.
Yeah, no adamants, I don't think. But Excal, Cecil, probably the next best thing that you can get out of a trap chest.
Honestly, I'm glad to see it, the no adamant armor. Adamant is very fun to play with. It's very powerful. It can make a lot of encounters a lot easier. But really, for the case of a race, when one runner has an adamant armor and the other doesn't, can sometimes be a little feels bad. But kind of really both in the same playing field, because really both our runners have done exactly the same things.
As I was saying, like I kind of like the risk-reward element to it.
Oh,
it's like,
of course.
Do I invest, say, 2 minutes to do these trap chests and possibly get, a thing? And it kind of lets you play with that risk-reward thing. But when you're on the losing end of it, it does feel very bad. So.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the randomizer in a nutshell, too. I mean, this is a game of variance and random chance. And you can kind of think of it like poker in a way, right? Of like, you're playing towards these expected outcomes, but they're never guaranteed.
Oh, absolutely.
And it can feel good to make a gamble and for it to pay off really well.
We did find a Cecil, Maggie, hanging out in Dwarf Castle.
Yep.
Being fabulous.
Also found a package, and
Sorry,
No
Kane, you
zilch.
lose all of your things now.
Oh yeah, because yep. Kane gets delegated to I guess tank status, and Cecil gets all the goodies. Yeah, I missed if Zilch did the dwarf turn in first or not, so that key item check might be looming.
Yeah, the Luca was a Zonk.
Luca's the. Oh, Luca was the Zonk, then he ran it. Okay, the rooms look. The rooms,
Yeah,
of course,
Sorcerer,
look exactly the same. Yeah. So package was not progression.
Nope. Yet. Dun dun dun.
So this is Feymarch or Top of Tower?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, Feymarch, you still have the free item. You do have a pretty strong party, so probably Feymarch. I was about to say I don't hate maybe doing a couple Sirens. You just pick them up.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do a ton of them, but...
Do a few of these, get Cecil that experience, or more of it. Actually get the whole party experience. Oh, they've got this Dragoon Spear to kill these eggs. They're dragon eggs, so that works really well. And at least getting these tier 3 spells in Palom, getting some stuff on Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not bad. Yeah, sure.
I was going to say, my go-to usually is the tier 3 spells, because Palom learns them very early, and at least tier 3 on Rosa is very nice to have.
Yeah, I like going up to Lit 3 if I can. I know he grabbed Ice 3, but you've also got that Fusoya who's super, again, just super strong. The really one maybe concern about the Feymarch is just the Sea Hero agility situation could be a little tricky.
In my opinion, these are the hardest spots in the game.
Yeah.
Relative to when you are doing these, because usually when you're going to the moon, you're like pretty strong because you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to the moon. So these have some of the worst, hardest potential boss spots, in my opinion.
Okay, half of Forge is in the freebie. That's the Adamant Rock, which is nice to have, but it's still not progression.
Yeah, so we're getting down to it. Is Feymarch top tower?
Yep, it is. These two bosses in Top of Tower. That is it. Or a Demist hiding.
A very sneaky Demist.
Luca, it would
package.
have to be Luca or package, yeah. Now that would be hilarious. I don't think our runners would find it funny. But...
They would find it less funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Zilch using Tier 3, not bothering to tent. I don't know if he has any cabins. I never
done
find
the
cabins.
shopping Martin did. I think Martin found them in Troya.
Those are a luxury item for me. I never seem to have them.
Yeah. Oh
Ooh.
dear. So Evil Wall. I mean that is solvable with a cover Cecil.
Yeah.
And the glass hat.
You got the Aegis shield, Aegis.
Yeah, but now you might regret actually healing because Cecil would auto cover people.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that he healed. That's what I was kind of like pausing. I'm surprised that he healed.
Okay, and Plague is a freebie, but
Plague
the
is
count
free,
goes
at
off
least.
first, but it's still free.
The spot hits less hard when it doesn't hit at all. Luckily.
Yeah, it hits pretty hard, but not as hard as this spot. So this is the king spot. This is
Sorry,
normally
I meant
Leviathan.
king spot.
Oh yeah. Well, this spot hits really hard. Like this is normally Leviathan, who only casts Ice 2s and those hit point based waves at you. So the developers of this game, for whatever reason, was like, yeah, we'll just have max physical attack here because no one is gonna. Well, no one will ever see that.
Jokes on them.
Along comes our randomizer.
Very heads up play by Zilch using the kamikaze, because if anyone is alive and doesn't have the count, the plague will recast count, so resetting everyone's count number.
Yeah, okay, Cecil dying is pretty unfortunate.
It's actually not terrible, depending on what this... Yeah, okay, the Berserk was going for Cecil. I was going to say, it's not terrible because that does give you another person to life up now after the... after this count goes off, but
right,
the
it does. But I think
is...
that was his Zerk target, but that's okay. I mean, Kane doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, it is flying this boss, and notably all of the spears, or at least all the important ones, do extra damage to flying creatures.
What is the not important spear? Is that the spear?
That's what I don't know. I didn't want to say every single spear, but any ones that you're going to use on a average game will have damage to flying. So
I want to say the Abel's Lance doesn't hit the flying weakness.
I knew it was going to happen, so I tried not to not to use all of the spears in one category. But
oh well, I'm the one who I drew this up. You can blame me for this.
No, if anyone's going to actually me, it's I don't mind that it's you. I appreciate it.
Oh, but yeah, I mean Abel's Lance is so disgustingly powerful. It doesn't really matter, anyways.
No. Notably, not one I've ever got to use. I don't think
Okay, Drain Spear doesn't have the air attribute, which is pretty sad, honestly, because Drain Spear has the worst accuracy in the game.
Yeah, 20%?
Just a vampire. 20%, yeah. Just a vampire from that Plague in the King spot, so we're very likely to go tangle with that evil wall.
Yeah, you kind of have to, because if you leave to go do tower in a Sazonk, and you have to come back down here, that feels real bad. Not to mention, it is not free, but it's relatively easy with Cecil.
Yeah, so Cecil can cover party members and will be really tanky. There's all sorts of good gear, including a glass hat for him. And then in the Queen spot, it doesn't punch quite as hard. It is a lot faster of a spot, though, so Evil Wall really likes to cheat, thanks to its script, so it just kind of acts a lot more often than other bosses.
Sure does.
So let's see what happens.
Yeah, 132. That is
yeah, 2 punches before the
two punches before the first actor. Not ideal. That'll get better once the Bacchus wines start going, but still.
Yeah.
And getting hit down to 11 HP is absolutely perfect because now she is in critical HP range, which Cecil will start auto-covering.
Oh, bye, pal. But yeah, basically, people will start dying, and then we'll pick them up, and they'll be in critical hit points, and then Cecil will cover, and the only kind of thing about doing the fight this way is that you're zerking with Kain. It's a little slow.
Yeah, he is throwing the zerk, so the skits get scary, because he will not cover while he is zerked.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're really incentivized to get that Cecil swinging, but because it's so much more damage.
Yeah, 3,000, that's, yep. That'll
You've got
help.
2 of the blinks up, but really
you are notably losing nukes, but I think this is probably still the best way to
Yeah, because these 2 white mages are on permanent blink duty, and even then it might not be enough to keep up. Though I think Cecil, if nothing else, should be really pretty safe enough. And this spot only has, what, 20-something thousand, 30 hit points? It's not too much.
Not a ton.
Yeah, I agree with Chad. I wouldn't even blink Cecil. It's almost more effective to cure him when you need to.
Yeah, that probably should have been a nuke just to get it dead quicker, but... Also, notably, Marten is doing the wall spot first, so if this is something like, say, Darkness Crystal or Progression, I'm curious if he's just going to not even do...
yeah.
Because he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't know it's Plague.
Right. If it's Darkness, he might leave. If it's something like... Well, I guess Twin Harp's an objective. Yeah, if it's any... What? Twin Harp, Rat Tail, Baron Key, Tower Key. Those are all the progression items we're looking for. I don't know. That's a tricky one. All right, and the reward is... Oh. Well, there's that Twin Harp I called out.
We're going to find up her...
That's an objective. All right, what does Marten do? Zilch is done with both, so absolutely leaves. Okay, Marten's walking, so he's going to save and take on that other boss. Okay.
Unbeknownst to Marten, it does make sense. It's unfortunately going to be a zonk for him, because you have to do Plague once you see it's Plague.
Right, exactly. But it's the play I would have made, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's right there, and you really don't have much else going on. Though, of course, Twin Harp is an objective. And the Earth checks are more heavily weighted to have key items, whereas these are summon spots. Yeah. So, like, it's pretty... There's a decent chance that this Twin Harp leads to something else. And it'd have to be from Twin Harp or from top of tower, right?
Yep, or Sneaky Demist. I'm still hoping for that. It's still potentially on the table.
It is.
Also, good to note, we are at 9 key items. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 9 on Zilch's side. Actually, on both sides. So one more key item, and we'll have the 10 key items. That will give you double the amount of XP.
Yep. Yep, that is our kind of catch-up mechanic. Once you've got those key items, get a lot more experience, get your party members up and going much faster. Not so much catch-up mechanic, but like, you know, get the seed kind of rolling towards the end game kind of mechanic. So the to answer a question in chat, the summon and lunar moon spots are all weighted. They're both weighted the same and less. They're weighted less heavily than the Earth checks. I can never remember if. Yeah, this is K-Main, K-Summon, K-Moon, right? The K-Summon and K-Moon odds are the same, and they're weighted lower for each spot to have a chance of having a key item, much less than having a key item, and Earth is weighted higher. I can never remember if Earth and Summon, I want to say they pull from the same, like, giant, like, kind of key item pool distribution logic. But, yeah.
Also, quickly, notably, music coming, so we will be quiet for a few minutes.
Yeah, enjoy the music. So if you're into a little, oh my god, daily double action words, we found it with Golbez at the Twin Harp.
Oh my.
Yeah, so that's
top of tower or
sneaky
and is still on the table.
White shirt, so almost certainly top of tower is our continued progression.
I guess if you don't want to have any fun, sure.
I mean, it's not up to me, it's up to the seed. Yeah, chat pointing out the pretty neat little optimization Martin made. You really want to be at 1 hit point if you can when you go start this Twin Harp check, because the first fight with Dark Elf is scripted. You're supposed to lose, so if everyone's at 1 hit point, it's very easy to just like virus your team and be done with it. And Martin cast Exit on a poison tile, which if you have flash effects on, it's very annoying because it does a damage tick to you like every single like turn your character makes. So it's a very quick way to get your entire team down to 1 hit point. Also very annoying.
What are we going for in the shop? What was here? Bacchus wines and hourglasses?
Bacchus wines and hourglasses, so maybe Bacchus.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many hourglassable bosses left anyways. There's still obviously like gold Ryus if you want, but...
Yeah, and, well... Even then, yeah, I think he wanted Bacchus here.
Yep.
Maybe he was out, because otherwise I would think, even if I only had like a few Bacchus on hand, that could possibly be enough. You've got, 2 pretty good white mages, but always good to know where those are and then just like, take that concern out of the back of your mind. Just be really prepared.
Yeah. We're also in the kind of point in the seed where like it can very quickly turn into, okay, we're done, go mode.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 objectives done, you're down to very little checks. You're only missing half a forge, Pinktail. Mazmoon Altar is going to be one of the objectives soon. Yeah, so you really want to try and like not spend any extra time if you don't need to. Not saying buying the Bacchus was spending extra time, just
I mean, it certainly was extra time, but if you think you'll make the time back up by using those, especially if you run out of Bacchus, it's good to just take the L, just take the little bit of time, go purchase those very, very good time saving items. But yeah, top of tower, the only open check left, unless a Demus is sitting out there somewhere, and by somewhere we mean package or Luca. This is Bahamut up here,
Bahamut,
so yeah, it's very easy.
It'll die before a Mega Nuke goes off.
Probably, right?
Yeah,
and if you double Zerk,
nukes. Well, a nuke, I suppose, not plural. Surprise, there's even a save happening.
Yeah. Might not have remembered. I've certainly, unless I write things down, like things are in one part of my brain and just out the other very quickly. Or, just taking that mantra, like, always be saving. You never know.
Yeah, I've certainly got punished for my hubris in the past, so...
Yeah, especially if you're not sure when you saved last. That's definitely a reason to do it. Like, what did I save last? Did I save at the base of the tower? Did I save 3 checks ago? Let me just do it.
I do that a lot with Pan Turn-In, where like I get nothing and I'm like, did I save outside of Football? Like, I'll walk it out.
I'll just walk.
Just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, nukes and Bacchus and Berserks and Quakes. It's Bahamuts. Not long for this world.
Not long at all.
So if this is darkness, it gets kind of interesting. Because you've got, 6 checks, technically, on the moon for key items. And
2 boss spots on Giant.
On the Giant. And any of those key item hits are likely to be a chaining key item.
That's like almost all you have left at this point, like Rat Tail, Tower Key, Baron Key.
It's going to make for some interesting decision making here, though I missed, what was that?
Tower Key.
Tower Key. Of course it's Tower Key.
Of course it is, yeah.
Little extra vanilla for your life. I mean, I do like vanilla. It's the best ice cream flavor. One of the best ice cream flavors. Just classic vanilla. Yeah, it's boring, but I like it.
It's not boring. It's classic for a reason.
It's true.
the Magus sisters perfectly lining up with the 3 cannons.
With each of the cannons, yeah. That's great. I love when Octomam is there because each of the tentacles is a cannon.
Which, I mean,
perfect.
makes sense, yeah. What better cannon operator would there be than
right?
octopus?
Yeah. Than an octopus swimming in this metal flooring.
This is a fun part now, too, because they get to walk all the way down tower wondering, okay, what if this isn't?
What is this? Yeah.
What if it's not progression?
I mean, statistically, it is incredibly likely.
Incredibly
but, you know, random chance doesn't really work that way. You know, there is always the chance that this is not progression.
What do you hope for? Darkness, Baron?
I think
Rat
darkness
tail?
could lead. I think darkness would lead to some pretty interesting decision making. I think if this is like a Baron key and Baron key leads to rat tail kind of a thing, then it gets a little less interesting from a routing perspective, at least, because it just sends you in a straight line.
Yeah.
Getting the tower key does take one of those chaining key items out of the pool, I guess, is kind of one thought here.
Yeah, this is going to be mostly straight line until, obviously, darkness pops up.
Until darkness, yeah.
It gets interesting.
Yeah, and then I think that would just be fun from from our perspective, you know, kind of seeing those points of divergence.
Both these runners are very, very top tier. So they are comfortable with like low-level strats, different interesting Z fights. So I'm very curious if they get go mode quickly. And it is
that is darkness.
There we go.
Yeah, and especially these two. Zilch, very well known for some pretty aggressive low-level strats in previous tournaments, and Marten Broadcloak. Marten is a glutton for punishment. Marten is the person who will play whatever the game is on the hardest settings, the most brutal way to do it possible, and just, you know, that's kind of his mode of play. So
not to talk too much about other games, but I remember Martin's Elden Rings run where he had like 20 HP mage for the entire thing.
He refused to get hit points to the point where I would nag him and he'd be like, no, what's that? What's vigor? What's
anything
vigor?
breathed on him and he died.
Right, like he'd be like, what's vigor? And like one thing would tap him once and instant death. He's like, never heard of her. Like, oh god. But yeah, dueling whales. This race is so close.
I was about to say, this
close.
has been an amazing race so far.
Yeah, I mean, neck and neck. This is the kind of race where all the little decisions matter. Every moment you spend in your inventory, everything. And I mean, you don't want to, like, as a runner, you don't want to worry about those things, so they'll just get in your head. But they still matter, right? Like Martin spending the time to get his party down to 1 hit point. You know, if that's how that played out, is one of those little things. You save a few seconds here and there, they add up to a minute.
Yeah, like diverging seeds and seeds with a lot of options have their own like interesting aspects to them, but like these linear ones also have interesting, like you were saying, where these minor decisions like that save seconds like really make a difference, and I always like that. Yeah,
that can be very fun to optimize. And now I think not every runner would find that fun. Everyone is different. Everyone gets different, you know, joy out of this game and out of randomizers and competition in general. But I agree with you. That's one of those things that I personally enjoy.
So how would you go about this, by the way? You're in their shoes right now.
Oh, handling the moon? Oh. I would check. Yeah, I would face check this boss, because it's a boss and a key item here at Cave Bahamut. And then... I mean, there's always the bottom up, top down. Like, you have to choose one of those, right? I think I would go bottom up.
I like bottom up just because Massman Altar is an objective.
Oh, and Mass is an objective, actually. Yeah, so it's not even really a question, right?
Yeah, you don't have pass, which is the unfortunate thing, but like, do your objectives. It's a thing for a reason, right?
Yeah. See, that's been pretty kind so far, by the way, as far as good bosses, easy bosses and rude spots, and rude bosses and easy spots. Besides, like, maybe that evil wall, maybe, but you know, we had all
that
the tools
evil wall
to handle
could have been
that.
worse.
It could have been
if
a
it was
lot
on the
worse,
other spot.
Oh, that would have been tough.
Yeah. I think they both probably would have faded it until they had to. if
I
necessary.
would think so. Yeah, just because I mean, even with the cover Cecil with all of the armor, it can still kind of go south. You still could take like 400 a punch, and it's happening frequently. Everyone else
It's gonna be
dies.
slow regardless.
Yeah, it's slow. But instead, we've got this nice little reprieve. These enemies, their magic, their script sets their magic attack stat to something really, really pathetic because it's meant to be a scripted fight, right? So they're never a challenge really anywhere. So this is always a freebie.
Yeah, I think I had them one time. It was I can't remember what kind of seed it was, but it was they were at Waterfall. And I think it was like a Cataseed kind of thing, and they destroyed me because they were so fast, and the fighters were still hurting, and it was like no free bosses obviously too, so you couldn't win like that. So yeah, I think that was the only time I've ever had them where they actually killed me.
Yeah, I've also had trouble at Hobbs before because I had like Rydia Edward or something, and I just literally didn't have the health to survive, even a Fire 1.
Yeah, so Marten choosing to let the script take care of them and actually exit the fight a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Despite getting there slower.
Again, little things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's their pass.
There's a pass, so...
I mean, if you had any questions about going bottom up, they're kind of solved. Because with that pass, they get to go to Troya and fight Zeromus at the end of the game through what is normally the pub door to like the Troya dancing ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's in vanilla. I like the use of that instead for a shortcut to the boss.
Yeah.
One of those fun things we added to the randomizer that's not very vanilla-ish, right? But like just adds this little extra thing.
And the secret room behind Zeromus on giant percent seeds, which I won't spoil. Go check it out. It's great.
Oh yeah, there's a character here too. We're already set with our parties, so like we're good.
I'm guessing Edge quickly.
Edge would be...
Nah. Ooh, dupe Cecil?
Cecil number 2.
I mean, Marten did have the second Excalibur,
they have
right?
2 Excals, but they didn't really finish their grind. They're planning to finish their grind with moon bosses.
That's greedy, right? Oh.
Marten says it's greedy.
Zilch
says I'll do it.
I like it.
Yeah, he does it.
Honestly, go ahead.
I was gonna say that sets you up for a very good Zerker team, right?
I was gonna say, like, as far as Zeromus parties go, if you have mages, you want the levels because that's when you get the spells. If you have berserkers, you can go in a little bit lower than you normally would. So
yeah. Chat letting us know Marten did sell that second Excel, which makes sense. I mean, most cases, there's only one duplicate.
There's one
this flag set, right? Yep. Yeah. So the odds of hitting that Cecil are just so bad, and it's fine. Like it's fine. We will we'll make do with just one Cecil and one Fusoya. I think we'll be okay. Marten doing some gold dragons. This is going to be a very quick grind for him. Might even honestly only do one of these, just kind of be set up for these moon bosses.
Question time. Check and chime in. What's the best Cecil sprite palette?
I'm a sucker for all the dark ones, all the like emo kind of sprites.
Me too. I like the purple and the black kind of dark paladin look.
Yeah.
The gray one though that is on the screen, the silver one, is also pretty fantastic.
I'm honestly trying to rack my brain of what they are, and I can't. I can't remember at the moment.
Yeah.
There's one that Cecil's like blood red, right? The Dark Knight Cecil. Yep. I really like that one. Unless that's the one you're talking about.
The Dark Knight one is like purple and blackish.
Yeah, I use the purple and black.
Yeah. The red one's also very good. He has a light blue one, which is also. I mean, they're all good to be fair, but
all the sprite, all the palette. I don't think there's a single color palette for any of these characters that I'm just meh about. They're all really pretty good. Scala did a good job.
I mean, one of the worst ones on paper would be like Banana Cane, and everyone loves Banana Cane, so.
But it's also Gold Cane, right? Like.
Yeah.
I like Banana Cane.
Yeah, everyone does. It's great.
Yeah.
D-Lunars, kind of scary down here, but you do have Excal, so, and Cecil, so less so.
So, trying to remember, Excal doesn't do it, right? It has to be Crystal Sword.
Yeah, I believe it has to be Crystal Sword.
Because Crystal Sword has the Unholy attribute on it.
Mhm.
Or the Holy attribute on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I know, yeah, Crystal Sword will be doing quad 9s here. XL,
Yeah.
probably not.
The Dragoon Spear will do really well, yeah.
Dragoon Spear will do well, yeah. I forgot about that entirely.
Yep.
But this the spot notoriously has extremely high stats in all of the regards. So they will punch hard. If they ever go into a virus phase, they will virus anyone dead, one shot.
Well, whatever Fu's wearing is Dragon Resistant or Glass Head or something, because he's kind of shrugging these punches off. And has been targeted with every single punch from a dealer so far. So
I know about him. I mean,
he's at the moment.
He's a lunar guy, right? So I've heard about this move.
That's true. Okay, yeah, Rosa 500 in the front row. We're so well geared right now.
I think she has a white shirt, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, which does that up maybe? Oh, well, the wizard hat is undead resistance, right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it might be that actually. All right, here's our Froggy Struts. I think we only got one of them. A little unfortunate.
Especially since that one dies.
And it just died.
Yeah, because in that situation, if that ever happens to anyone who might not know, if you hit the frog with an auto attack, frog will try to cast wall, which won't work, and then the other one will start virusing itself. Well, it'll start virusing the frog, which is great.
Yeah, but with the frog dead, we punched the lunar, de-lunar, and then
they should die right here anyway.
Script, But they were so low on health, zilch knew, and got through. Unfortunately, that Cecil, Cecil's on the floor. XP. Yeah.
I was gonna say
sirens. It's fine. That's a detail.
Someone called that, I believe.
It's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so
we're just face checking now.
Yeah, face check for the gauntlet. Because it's that or the adamant rock.
Yeah. Legend Sword, yeah.
We don't have all the boss spots open. The Bygone spot's not the blue robe, is it? I forgot to call that out when the seed started.
I don't remember, unfortunately.
Someone in chat's got our back.
Yeah, chat, the third commentator.
Often the best repository of knowledge.
Absolutely. I mean, group, right?
Yep.
But yeah, this is where it gets interesting, though, because, like, you are missing, what, 1, 2, 3... 3 boss spots? Actually, not as much as I thought. So you're only missing 3 boss spots in Baron, specifically.
All the Baron spots, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And package technically. Oh, hi, Demist.
I don't know if I think I just, like, yeah, there you go. Okay, there's a reset. So at the very least, you want to check White Sphere and Crystal Altar, just in case.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was Ribbon Room, so I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is 3 key items.
Slow.
It's very slow.
Key items.
Also, your main damage is Nuke and Excaliburs, and Excaliburs aren't going to do any damage to Demist, really?
No. Yeah, no. Demist has Holy Resistance.
That poor Cecil is just, he's trying. He's trying his best.
It's a tough life at 600 hit points in the front row.
In the moon.
Like, honestly, Zilch doesn't need that 5th party member right now.
No.
Just try to pick him up at the end. I mean, even then, like, this spot is really just like an egg's worth of experience.
Yeah, like,
he's gonna try to pick him up, though.
You have a Kane with Dragon Sphere, which is serviceable. You have an Excalibur Cecil, which is very good. And then you have a Roser and a Fu for healing and whatnot. So, like, this is very doable for a Z fight. It would take some technical skill, but it is definitely very doable.
Yeah. That's a good call out from chat. This is, look, we're all Ogrex here, right?
Ogrex, yeah.
This party size.
Yeah, I forgot entirely about that. Like I said, I couldn't even remember what tournament it was, so yeah. Yeah, so for folks that didn't join us at the start of the race, Woobear, I, Marten Broadcloak, and Zilch were all on the same team in Adamant Cup, I believe a year ago now. As in, like,
team
opponents.
Yeah,
we're in the same group.
Oh, the same group. That's right. We were in a team. I see. Again, right? Like
we're playing a team-based tournament right now.
But I mean, but we were still friendly, right? Because we're all in the same chat. And
we were very friendly. Yeah, we weren't like bitter rivals or anything.
No. Even though it was like the most brutal.
At least not openly.
group
Dun, dun, dun.
that we could end up in, but
that. Oh, well,
all right, that's go mode.
that is
the
go
other half
mode.
of Forge.
Good choice.
And Marten's doing the Demist instead, which, I mean, is also very, very, very tempting. Zilch does need...
I think he's going to do some gold dragons
levels,
here, because
yeah.
he's not exiting out immediately, so...
Oh, Zilch doesn't need that many levels, though. I mean, you've got...
I'm thinking
then
one
again,
and done, maybe. Maybe
yeah.
2.
I mean, do you trust a Rosa without any agility manipulation for this Ormus fight?
That is fair. I guess I never got any cursed rings or anything.
I don't think so, right? Yeah, like, how would you aim to set this party up for success at Ceramus?
Yeah, like, I don't want to go to 28, because that 28 agility is way too high. It would take too many levels. So this is a tough one. It's going to be a very wonky fight.
Yeah, I don't know that they've seen any ninja hats or anything like that.
I think I might just go to like 2200 HP and just YOLO it.
Yeah, that way you're always survivable. So, Rose is at 20, and there is an adamant armor coming. Might actually slap the adamant armor.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah,
Rose.
adamant armor.
Well,
That is a
okay.
good
On
point.
Rosa's just the anchor. Maybe not.
Maybe it depends on
Fu, what
you
it does
put
to
her
the
at.
agility. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because like you do have a cane, you do have some Cecils which aren't terribly slow, so it's not the
Yeah.
worst. Also, I missed what Marten got from. Oh, he got Baron Key and is that it? Looks like that's it. From Ribbon Room.
That's honestly the... Okay. Marten's going to keep doing the moon. All right, so Marten will get this go mode if he chooses to keep clearing checks instead of face checking. We'll put him behind.
Okay, quick arrows or bow. Get your votes in now. Because we are doing Forge for Rosa.
I'm going to say bow. The bow's this white mage stat stick, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no agility or anything on it.
More important question, what is in the
Scrap.
old man's...
Oh, choosing not to
didn't
steal.
loot the bookcase. That's fair.
I'm gonna go bow as well. Oh, crystal rings.
There's your
That
agility
is
manipulation
that
and
is,
power
yeah.
shirts.
Yep.
Okay,
And an
that-
agility, an apple
right.
as well.
Yeah, all right, we're good.
Arrows.
Arrows.
So yeah,
Crystal
that
ring, definitely the best. Wait,
I was
one
gonna say that
Perseus
crystal
arrow?
ring is cannot be understated. Very, very important because that'll probably put her at 28 agility. Not to mention a lot of magic resist, so it just makes those big bangs more survivable in general.
Doesn't Kokol give 99 Perseus arrows?
I thought it was only 10 or 20, but maybe.
Oh,
I don't
remember
usually
just
use them,
giving a
to be
full
honest.
stack. I mean, I don't either. I just noted that Zilch's inventory was full and was offered one single Perseus arrow.
Okay, yeah.
One.
So it is 99. That's good though.
Not sure what that's about.
Yeah, when you said that, I thought about it. I was like, I don't think I've ever used them, so I'm like, not even sure.
I've used them once to try them. I mean, they're very good arrows. They're super charm arrows, basically.
Definitely the letdown compared to the Perseus bow, which is kind of cool.
And even then, the Perseus bow, I mean, it is good. All of the mage supersmith weapons are just kind of whatever. They're stat sticks.
Yep. It is no Arden's bow, to be fair.
Yep.
All right,
Well,
so yeah,
Zilch,
this is getting down to it.
Yeah. One of the Cecils, of course, going to get that adamant armor, for sure. One's going to get a power shirt. Oh, is Kane?
Yeah, I think he's going to put the adamant armor on Fu, if I'm guessing.
Oh, for the safety.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
that's fair.
Maybe not.
Thinking about it. Okay,
Yeah,
adamant. Yeah. Because there's two ways you can go, right? You can be a little safer and put that adamant armor on a white mage to make sure you don't die to a random big bang, or you can put it on one of your Zerkers because it'll make them hit real hard.
Yeah, I kind of like the Fu just because his static agility is 20, which isn't the greatest, and
Yeah.
his HP pools. I mean, he's got a bit of HP now, but like it's still on the lower end.
Yep.
It's a little bit safer, but I don't also hate it on the Cecil because you're just going to
Yeah.
be hitting real hard.
Yeah, but Marten finding...
Yeah, see, 23 agility. You want to put that crystal ring on that Rosa. He put it on the cane, I believe.
Yeah, Marten doing that grind up front really kind of showed actually how close that they were. Marten really is just one extra check up on Zilch, and is already right on his tail. Now, where are we go? Oh, right, we have to turn in, and then we have to go over. Okay, so he's maybe a couple minutes behind? It's close. So but
anyone who
seems like Zilch is.
If he executes this properly, absolutely. He has no room for error, though. Any death here puts Marten right in the driver's seat. Yeah, is there something we're supposed to say? I don't really know.
Something, see flags, something.
Say the thing.
Butts and whatnot. You say this thing.
I don't want to say... You say this thing.
Do it now.
Okay. Yay. We can get underground now.
Oh my god. I have somewhere to be.
I'm not going to get invited back, am I? I'm sorry.
It's not up to me, but I'm going.
Yeah, now whose butt are we going to kick tonight? Exciting.
Line, Bart. Alright, you said it. Yay.
I get you.
But yeah, this is, of course, Zeromus, and always like saying it just in case there are folks that, are pretty new to our randomizer. We don't randomize anything about Zeromus in his location and whatnot, except his sprite. We do randomize what he looks like, and there's over 500. I knew the number at one point of how many of these sprites there are. There are a lot of Zeromus sprites.
I think it's like 600 now, if I heard that being mentioned at some point recently.
But they're like, these two are like 30 seconds apart.
They're so
this
close.
Is very, very close.
This might come down to like Marten having a little bit of extra levels from the ribbon room and such, and doing some damage. But he didn't take the Cecil. This is too hard to call.
I was going to say, I like Zilch's team for this fight more.
Yeah, the two Cecils is great.
Dalamus. What is this from?
Scala.
It's a fantastic looking sprite. This reminds me of like Saga kind of art.
Yeah, I
probably
agree.
Not though, but...
Okay, so that is less
Tales
than a minute.
of Fantasia. Okay, yeah.
That makes sense too.
Stuff for that game, yeah.
That's a really fun
Super
game.
Nintendo game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really difficult from what I remember.
Really difficult.
Really brutal when I tried.
This is what I'm thinking of. This is the one where like it's like a side scroller kind of thing with the.
It was definitely actiony when you did the battles, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Like that's what I meant. Sorry, the battles are like. Anyways, getting back to it. Yeah, Marten is only behind by like 50-ish 47 seconds.
Zilch has really got the better Zerker team, but Marten's...
He does have an extra nuke, which could come into play.
Really up on levels with the nuke. Yeah, nukes are kind of slow though, and Excal is a little nuke on a stick. This is so close.
Yeah, like Marten has 900 HP, 800, almost 1,000 HP on his cane, higher than Zilch's. So that's just giving you an idea of like the levels that he has over him. So yeah, this is too close to call.
Yeah, I mean, plus it's also going to depend on every action also. Every Cure Force spent, every Resurg you have to do. I mean, these all add up.
Yeah, you get a bad counter nuke and it hits like, Palom or Fu when they die, and you have to take time to get them up. That could decide the fight right there.
Okay, chat pointing out that the second Cecil might not be wearing an Excal. Zilch, I think, didn't get the two Excals, and then Marten did and sold the one. But so it's still not two Excals swinging, if that's the case, but it's still 3 solid Zerkers. Yeah, okay, 1575. I have no idea.
Say the forbidden word, by the way. Is that allowed?
Well, it depends what's the forbidden. Well, now you have to say it.
You're wearing a nice fancy suit and tie.
Trying to rack my brain.
The tie was the the key part in there.
Suit and tie. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think some admins in chat won't be happy to name that word because it's a little extra work. But
yeah, I'm thinking
actually a re-race I don't even know how it act. Yeah, a re-race at a tie at this point. No, the ties in this league aren't re-race. They just do something with the points. Marten really wouldn't want to tie. Actually, neither of these runners would want to tie. I think that would kind of take them both out of, potentially both of them out of running for the playoffs. So.
Yeah, I think the extra nuke might be the difference for Marten, though. I think he might be able to make up
without it being a second X-Cal. That's my fault for.
That's what I assumed it was a second X-Cal as well.
Because that would be the reason I would think to take that second Cecil. Yeah, Marten's in rocks already.
Yeah, rocks. Yep. So incredibly close. Looks like Marten's gonna clutch it out, being a minute behind going into the fight. That is really awesome. What a good
there
race.
It is.
There it is.
Big GG's to Marten Broadcloak. Winning this race and the week for Team No Springs. Big win for them. Big congratulations. And we'll see if Marten's... I'm sure Marten will want to do an interview, so we'll talk to him shortly.
Yeah, it goes to show you those little extra levels. And Nuke. Nuke apparently is a alright spell, I suppose.
I mean, Nuke's super strong, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Super strong. I mean, Marten making up that time and having done an extra D-Mist. D-Mist. Not a fast fight.
In Ribbon Room, no less, which is 48,000 HP, I believe.
Yeah, very, very impressive. Very impressive. And then, yeah, zilch is really right behind. They might come in together, actually. We'll see.
GG's
we'll see how they chose to do it. GG's for zilch as well.
Almost exactly 1 minute. Hello.
Hey. GG's, Marten.
What a good race. That was really fun.
Come on. This is Thrograx we're talking about. Like,
Thrograx reunion.
Go on.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, this is welcome in, GG's to both of you.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's to Zilch. Zilch, we gotta quit doing this to each other.
It's too much.
Every time we...
I feel like you, Wu, and Flurry I just keep running into. I've only played Solaris once. But
I think three... once, many years ago now, I think. And maybe in Ogreax,
It was definitely in Ogreax. Maybe it was once before.
We might have won. Yeah, I don't know. Either way. Yeah, what a race. That was so... you two were very of similar minds on this seed. Yeah, lockstep. Absolutely.
Zilch was maybe ahead a little bit throughout, like, pretty much the entire seed until near the end. And yeah, it just came down to like the Marten having the nuke and made up a lot of time in that Z fight.
But
very interesting. Maybe taking that second Cecil was a mistake.
Yeah, we were thinking you had there were two X-Cals in
Eblan.
In Eblan, so we were thinking maybe you had that second X-Cal, and that's kind of how I was calling it. It was like, oh right, like you did the one, which made a lot of sense to me, by the way. I really like this play. Zilch like immediately did one trap chest of the Mad Ogres for that experience, and then dipped.
Yeah, you had the rune racks, you had the Elven Bow, the mute arrows, and it's like, yeah, this makes sense. Hourglasses.
Yeah, I didn't want to spend too much time on the other traps. I was like, all right. Yeah, I just wanted the experience, get like at least virus or something.
Yeah, no, that actually, that's what kind of kept you ahead for a lot of it.
In the lead,
you had the virus early.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I was kind of hoping maybe I'd find an Avenger or something on one of the moon spots, because they usually give them to you, normally. But
yeah,
like,
then I could Avenger, like something, right?
Yep. But nope.
You ended up not doing too many spots up there, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Moon, White Spear.
I did two. It's a lot, right? Maybe?
Yeah.
No, I did three. I did Bahamut.
Yeah, Bahamut as well.
Which I guess were the perfect three to do. So there's that.
Yeah, I figured I would spy it, and as soon as I saw King and Queen there, I'm like, oh yeah, roast is fast. This will go quickly. So sat there, and it's like, hey, look, it's a pass. Neat.
Honestly, funny enough, that's like where a lot of the time difference kind of started to swing a little bit. Is Zilch was like, I'm not too sure, like maybe 2 minutes. Marten
I
just waited it out.
Save my mana.
I didn't
And
think I
you-
could do
that was a
18K to the king in time.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm not even gonna bother.
So Zilch got there about like a minute and a half ahead, and then you exited both at the exact same time. That fight.
Wow.
It's actually really cool to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I had lost when I did that demist, and it turned into no. I'm like, oh no, this
Yeah,
is
I was-
bad. And then the legend sword showed up. I'm like, oh no, why? Not like this.
Were you thinking in that moment, Martin, of like face checking bosses and like chasing that Baron Key? Maybe like what was on your mind there?
I thought because of the amount of time a moon gauntlet would take that I could just blow through like most of the. I had nuke and like I had all the power I needed, and I figured demist would be one of those like, well, I did levels going down. I have the power to do this quickly. Worst case, I go spy this and, see if it turns into Legend Sword. And then, yeah, just, ugh. Oh, by the way, for anybody wondering, demist turned into the rat tail, which turned into another X-Cow. So, there's that.
All right, well, I did
Perfect.
pretty good at avoiding all the X-Gals except for the one, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you did do
So.
the demist, which took some time, but like I feel like those levels really helped Z fight. At least you had about like 900 HP more on your cane than Zilch's cane, so there's just like a lot of extra damage coming out from those guys. So
Yeah, I ended up doing the one Ryu fight too, just to like
yeah,
make sure I had a safe Z fight there.
yeah. I was curious if you're going to do one or two. I was thinking two, but the one it absolutely, because I mentioned that too, that you both are amazing runners and are very good at low level Z fights. So was not surprised to only see the one in the go.
Yeah, it might have been smarter to do two because I played the Z fight way too safe. I didn't use Fu for any nukes. I was just sitting on them and zerking. So if I'd done another, I could have been more aggressive with it probably, and that would have been. I don't know if it would have made up the difference or not, or if it would have been faster, but.
Yeah, it's always hard to say, but I mean, regardless, it was such a pleasure to watch and to commentate, and like the stellar play out of the both of you was really, it was just wonderful.
Wow.
Okay.
I know.
I'm glad we put on a show. I fully expected this when
Yeah.
when I saw who we were facing and I saw that Corgs was taking the week off. I'm like, here we go again. It's like I haven't retired yet, so yeah, we're still gonna keep doing this every tournament, and here we are.
Keep
By the way,
running
Zilch-
into this guy.
By the way, Zilch, I'm curious. You saw that Tella really early on, and you had the Palom and knew about the Yang. Were you thinking about a D machine at all at any point? Was it like in the back of your mind? I'm just curious.
I didn't want to, but I thought about it, and it was one of those where I'll hold on to him, and we'll see if darkness comes, and I'll see if I can avoid it, unless the seed is like saying, go do it. I wasn't gonna take Yang. I don't like Yang. Whatever.
Yeah.
He can sit on Hobbs for the whole seed. That's fine.
Agreed. That's exactly what I said.
I mean, cat claws, like he
Yeah, those are good money.
He was kind of useful
Yeah, we
for
pointed.
like
Yeah, we saw that.
15 minutes.
Good sell.
I mean, all right.
Also
He
enjoyed
helped-
the fact
hey,
when
he
you did
helped with Bigan, like that was nice.
also
And that was about it.
Baronin giving the cat claw just as a reminder, just in case.
Yep.
Like,
Again,
by the
good
way,
money.
there's a Yang. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I'm very on board with that as well. No thanks, Yang.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch this one. If I'm not surprised that we played this identically, like that's.
I mean, it was like
It was beat for
almost
beat.
eerie. I mean,
Yeah.
even the decision to run, like I know, like it's pretty obvious to run down to Sylph right away and do the pan bonk, but both of you chose to run above immediately and turn that in with Dwarf sitting there. So I mean, like you really, like the two of you just had the same ideas in mind.
Just hoping for that pink tail. Like, all right, if I get the adamant, I can do everything else with the armor, and it's a lot easier.
Just lean on, Fu for the 30 seconds before we get Cecil, and then be like, oh yeah, here we go, Cecil. Fu, you'll be fine. So, yeah, no, would have been nice, but yeah, the seed had its things for us that I thought for a second about that Fey March after I did the wall and got the twin harp. I thought about leaving. It's like, well,
We were talking about it. You have incentive.
I did the wall first, and I looked at that sparkle. I'm like, well, there's a couple of them that I blow right through, and then there's one that I don't know if I want to play with it or not. I looked and it was plague, and it's like, oh well, I'll never hear the end of it if I don't sit through this. So
Yeah, that's funny. I mentioned that.
Vampire, like,
I mentioned that
Right.
specifically
yeah.
because like Zilch did plague first, and then did Evil Wall, and I saw I was like, what do you think? Like, does Marten leave here? And it's like, I don't know. And yeah, then he didn't.
Well, then once you see it's plague, you just don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did plague have again?
You can't.
A
Oh,
vampire.
Vampire.
Oh, that was
yeah,
the vampire. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
Very
Total
useful.
Complete and utter waste of time. So, yeah.
I guess he
I
had
saw
experience.
That Bahamut up top too, and like they were getting underground. Like you said, there were a lot of things we could have done. Like the pan, obviously dwarfs on the table immediately for a character. Seeing that Bahamut up there, it's like, well, that's free.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
just pick your poison, and I don't know if there was a right way to do that, but the fact we both did the same thing,
Exact same thing.
yeah, maybe that was it.
I think
Apparently, the correct
play.
play was go straight to Keyless Tower, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It turned out.
But yeah, the only thing you did different, I think, was like you did the extra trap chest in Eblan eventually, and and you also did the Demist. Otherwise-
Zilch, I'm sorry, I figured you would do them, so I needed to shut off that avenue of like, oh great, Zilch has an adamant and I don't. Great, now he's going to do really low level stuff against me. Let me just do all three while I'm here.
if
Yeah,
only
it's
I could
quick.
do low level stuff. But these are just too high completion percentages, so it's like,
Yeah, a little
Yeah, the
hard
levels-
to-
you don't even
a little
assume
hard
it's
to
going to
do
happen
that.
at this point.
Yeah. All right. Well, any final words from either of you about the seed or the league in general? How you feeling about going into the next week?
League's been fun. Sorry I couldn't get the win for the team, but we're playing for fun anyway, so we all enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean that's the point of the league. So glad to hear that.
And always fun to race Marten, even if I don't know if I've won yet in any of these tournament matches we've played. But it's coming.
You're
I
going
can
to
tell
be
years.
one of these days. You are.
Martin's like easily one of the top few runners in the entire game, and you're neck and neck the entire way. So only losing by like under a minute.
I mean, the Demist handicap helps, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, again, the Demus, it did take time, but he did get a lot of XP from it.
Nah,
So
yeah.
it was like,
It wasn't for nothing, but yeah.
yeah.
But no, thanks for commentary, restreaming, and tracking.
Of course.
I don't know where
Yeah, it
Eddie
was a
was,
pleasure.
but
Oh
Here we
yeah,
are.
for that spin.
Yeah, lack of a bard, the entire
Yeah.
seed. So sad. No, but thank you, obviously, to Asuka, Fiery, and the two of you for doing comms.
That was my pleasure. I had a lot of
Pulled you
fun.
out of retirement for that one.
Yeah,
And
little
Zilch, I mean,
Ograx reunion.
I learned things from Zilch when I first started this. So is it a surprise we're this close to each other? No, not at all. So the great part is when you do beat me, Zilch, I'll be here because I think that's how it works.
I think that does work, yep.
Yep, can't confirm.
But regardless, winning and losing, the close race is really what counts because it makes it more
Yeah.
fun to watch. So.
Yeah, the show.
Yeah, I highly recommend watching this one back. It was really good.
Yep,
Definitely going to do so.
definitely.
Probably too late to do it tonight, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get
All right,
out
well,
of
thanks,
here.
you two.
Zilch, a pleasure as always.
You as well.
Yeah,
GGs.
GG's again.
And thanks for commentary and everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No problem.
Have a good night, you two.
Good night.
All right, blink and you miss it, and we're done. We're off. No raid tonight, but do want to remind you. So this was the end of week 7 for this league. Signups will open very shortly. I'm the one that handles Siren, so I'm gonna take care of that after this broadcast. So late night you'll be able to sign up, or really we'll probably make the announcement tomorrow morning. For anyone that wants to sign up for week 8, and then there'll be 1 week left of the regular season. and then playoffs will happen.
Playoffs.
I don't remember if there's a break week or not, but playoffs will
There is.
happen.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so a break week and then playoffs, and then
Yeah, I believe for GDQ and maybe the title round, I think might be during that
GDQ.
time.
Oh, GDQ is coming. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. That'll be fun.
But yeah, there is a break week.
Cool.
Very exciting.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very important week next week, by the way, because a lot of people are very close in records. So
It's actually
a lot of
unbelievably
people-
close.
yeah, it's incredible. And Team No Springs getting the win just adds to the
Yep.
the kind of pile of all these teams that are so close. So yeah,
If you like
gonna be-
math, take a look at the standings and have fun, because only having 4 spots and there's like I think 8 or 9 teams like basically tied right now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week for sure. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you again, Oscar, for the restream, Fiery Blizzard for tracking, Woo for commentating with me. What a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure was mine.
Yeah. All right. Well, from us to you, have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.
Good night.